Hello there, welcome to Club Film. Today we're going to be discussing the 2015 Academy Awards
Yeah.
and the Oscars that were handed out that night. So, welcome, Mr. Alex. How's it going?
Good, Mr. Tim. I'm well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So, one thing before we dive into the actual show itself, um, as I was watching the show this year, I couldn't help but think there should be an alternative pre-show coverage that isn't about dresses and fashion, but about like what we think is gonna win and like like a more I don't know, something I'd rather watch than much fashion talk.
Oh, come on. You're not in for the glam and glamour? I
No,
mean,
I
come
want
on.
like a riveting discussion on like why this movie should win Best Picture or why this
You don't want to
director
talk
should.
about sequin dresses?
Not especially. Oh, yeah.
So
So,
sad.
so
Actually,
well, do you think that would ever happen? Like, or is this like the
well,
lot that?
I've always wanted them to do like the way NFL does those NFL films before the Super Bowl about like talking about how each team got there.
Yeah.
Like I'd love for them to like do some, almost like you'd see in on a DVD, but kind of like a behind the scenes of, a few of the films or I don't know, something. I mean,
Right.
they do it a little bit in showing like trailers and previews of the movies, like
I
during
gotta
the
say, a
Oscars.
lot of the clips this year, it's like seemed like poor representations of the movies. Like watching
Well,
the
and
Best Picture
yeah,
ones, like Whiplash is the only one like, oh, I want to watch that. The other ones were like, what, what the hell is going on here?
yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's kind of like if you don't really. I don't know. It's funny. The older I get in kind of observing more and working on editing stuff and realizing something really good in 30, and make it good in 30 seconds to make you interested in watching it.
It is. It's
Um,
it's a challenge.
yeah. It's always more I think it's it's easier to do, I think, when the idea is either familiar or it has a sense of urgency to it. So like Selma, for instance, I always thought that the trailers and the TV spots for Selma was really interesting, simply
Yeah.
because there is that, Selma, like something bad is going to go down in
Hmm.
that particular area, and it's that kind of tension. Whereas like I don't know, Birdman or Boyhood are kind of more quirky and odd in
Yeah.
that they're more cinematic in their experience, where you have to go see the movie in order to really
Hmm.
kind of get what they're trying to say, I
Yeah.
guess.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. So where do you want to dive into this? You've seen a good majority of what actually was nominated this year.
yeah, the only ones I did not end up seeing this year was Selma and American Sniper, which is unfortunate because I have heard both are fantastic in their own way.
Yeah. Of the,
Uh,
it's really sad. Of the best picture nominees, I've only seen Boyhood. I feel like so inadequate this year because like every other year
dude,
I've seen like them all, and this year they were either like I don't remember most of these being in theaters, quite honestly.
well, a lot of them were kind of in and out quickly. This is the problem too. Is sometimes like
In a
Grand
week.
Budapest, Grand Budapest came out in March, and that had some legs. That lasted
Yeah.
for a good, probably until summertime.
American Sniper, that one's doing well in theaters,
Yeah.
but Whiplash, that one like
Zoop,
yeah,
zoop. Yep. It was in and
yeah, I
out.
didn't even. What the,
Which is a shame in many respects. It only made about $10 million total.
yeah, I mean, most of these are now out on iTunes and soon Blu-ray because that's kind of they have the Oscars, then they'll put them out so you buy them right
Yep.
away.
Yep.
Now, Whiplash has been interesting. I'm pretty sure they didn't make enough DVDs or Blu-rays, or they're just not. They're selling out really quickly. I have an older coworker at work who goes every Tuesday to buy stuff, and you can find Whiplash. It's like it's out today, and I checked all the local stores. There's one Target. There
Wow.
was like one Walmart. Like the very random. Like it wasn't very available, and even Amazon was like back order for the Bluray. Like I don't know what's
Eh.
going on with that.
Well, maybe they underestimated. Maybe they underestimated J.K. Simmons' awesome speech, and
I guess.
had no idea that it would cause such a.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like that scene that they chose to show for like his acting award
was that the one where you just get slapped a lot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, was I rushing or was I dragging? I don't know.
I really want to see that movie now. Like that's the one I want to see most of all the ones on this list.
I have thought over the films, and I really do think that movie more than anything else. I think that one will be watched for a long time.
Just because it's got a low repeat value.
Well, it has repeat value. I think I haven't seen it for the
Yeah.
second time. It has repeat value, but it also speaks to something very deeply, and I think it's something that.
Is it kind of a movie about putting your all into it and doing the most you can? with your life
Kind of. It's kind of the idea of unbridled ambition and the dangers that it can lead to. Where, like, yeah, the music teacher may be abusive, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
he is. But at the same time, the character that Miles Teller plays is one who needs the approval of this guy in order to feel validated as a player. So basically, it's this like, I want to be the great, I want to be one of the greats, and I don't care what it's going to take. The problem is that when you do say that, you can compromise and jeopardize a lot of your own, who you are as a moral person. And it's interesting seeing like what he goes, what lengths he goes to achieve that kind of thing. It's very well done. And Simmons, by far, I mean, heck, out of any actor on the acting list, supporting actor, actress, main actor, main actress, I haven't seen Still Alice, which Julianne Moore won for, so I don't know about that. But most every other one I've seen, and he by far is the most iconic as far as just who the character is. He is vicious in that movie. It is insane. So, very well done.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you should.
Theory of Everything. You want to dive into this one a little bit?
It is performance-based, all about Hawking and his wife and their life together. Stephen Hawking, the mathematician. Unfortunately,
I think this is a fascinating thing that was made, because I don't think a lot of people know. And before he is the parodied person he is,
Yeah. It was a performance-based film that was really dull. I mean, it was...
really? So you didn't enjoy it that much?
I mean, most films I'll watch and be like, okay, this is made by professionals, and if it's Academy caliber, and if it's Focus Features doesn't make crap. I mean, most of the stuff some of the stuff I may not agree with or I may not like,
Sure,
but it's not crap. So I enjoyed it in the sense that it was very well done. I just put it this way: if Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones were not of the kind of caliber that they were in that movie, the movie would have been really dull. But it was definitely their performances that made it intriguing for enough to watch.
Okay.
So, like him winning the Oscar,
I assumed he would win based on. It's kind of like My Left Foot. Like you win when, like that kind of role where you're having to do something really.
Well, it's outside of your physical comfort zone, literally. I'm trying to think. I think I've seen all the actor performances this year. I'll have to look this up, but I actually wanted Keaton to win, if nothing else, because he was the only actor on the Best Actor list that was actually coming up with a quote-unquote original character.
Has Keaton won before?
No, he's never even been nominated before.
Okay.
And many people were pulling for him because, it's Michael Keaton, and, he's not always...
He was Batman back in the day.
Right. Birdman is essentially a dark comedy about his Batman character trying to become basically a new man in the creative world. It's an interesting. It's really interesting.
Do you think it won Best Picture because it's a movie about actors or an actor?
Probably.
Yeah.
There is a tendency in film, especially in the Academy, because I don't know what the percentage is, but out of all of the different groups that are represented in the Academy, the biggest group are actors.
That makes sense.
So that's why, for instance, David O. Russell, who did American Hustle and The Fighter and Silver Linings Playbook, that's usually the reason why his movies get nominated heavily, is because he's very focused on character and actor based work. So we're like, I didn't particularly like American Hustle. I kind of thought it was, eh.
Yeah.
But the acting was very well done. So I
Just
think
in a soulless kind of movie, though.
yeah. I didn't really dig it myself,
Yeah.
but the point being is I think it was because of that that he tends to get a lot of nominations. He may not win all the time, but he's normally on the list, and I think it's because of the SGA, the SAG union tends to be heavily represented in the Academy.
Did Eddie Redmayne? What was he doing before this? Is he a famous actor that I should know about, or is this his first kind of breakout?
He's been in a few things the past handful of years. Notably, in my memory, he was Marius in Les Mis.
Okay, which character? Is that?
Cassette's. He was Cassette's love interest.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Again, it's kind of hard to see because he looks
Yeah,
so different
right,
in
yeah.
Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
That was his big thing. Like he's a good actor. I like him. And I think he has a physical type about him that definitely allows for like he can kind of be amorphous and kind of a chameleon, like in like the sheer fact that it's like, oh yeah, he was in that movie. Like I think that'll bode well for him.
Right.
So kind of like J.K. Simmons in a way. He's been in a lot of different things. I mean, he was what's his face in Spider-Man, the newspaper guy that Spider-Man works for.
Oh yeah.
I forget his name in the movie. But very different. He has a shock haircut and
Yeah.
a big bristle mustache, and
So, are you excited about Spider-Man and the Marvel universe coming together?
sure, why not? Just bring them all in. Get in X-Men while we're at it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Fox would ever give up
No,
X-Men.
because they're pretty successful with.
Oh,
well,
there's-
Sony's pretty successful with Spider-Man. Quite honestly. Yeah.
yeah, I think. Yeah,
I enjoyed the last two. I guess people didn't like them. I guess. I don't know.
I just dislike that they didn't even try to come up with something new for the first Amazing Spider-Man. Like literally, it is the first Spider-Man.
It's a remake, yeah.
But instead of the Green Goblin, you have the Lizard, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and there was really no difference per se.
Except for the love interest, basically.
Oh right,
Yeah.
right.
But anyways, off track a little bit. I was just,
Yes.
that happened recently, the whole Spider-Man thing. So, Selma.
Selma, yeah.
How was this?
I would not know because I have not seen it.
Oh, that's the
myself.
one you have not seen. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
along with the American Sniper, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna, while we're talking, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm looking up the Oscar list just so.
I have it in front of me. So
Oh,
I'm
perfect.
cheating.
All right.
Yeah. So I've seen Boyhood, and I think it's a cool idea they were able to execute over 12 years on this. I'll be curious if any other people tried to do this. I don't know.
You said you did see Boyhood or no?
That's the only one I've seen on the Best Picture list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not. Oh no! I'm sorry. I did. And I didn't really like Boyhood. I'll be frank.
Yeah.
Um, and
It had a
and
story.
it had a story. The biggest issue I had with it was it didn't really have a theme. Like it was
Is
like,
it?
okay,
Yeah. Was it because it's trying to resemble life? Of life doesn't really have a theme. It's just
yeah,
like floating
well,
through
and
life
it's weird because I actually disagree in the whole, like, I think life does have a theme. I just think we don't really think about it in our own life. I mean, I think that there's certain things that we're all unique
Right.
in our own way. So, like, I don't know. I just think that we do have
Yeah.
themes. We just don't really think about it much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really like Boyhood for that reason. There were a couple of things that were kind of heavy-handed, which
The drunkenness and
the drunkenness and the tendency to perceive all the conservative characters very one-dimensionally, that bothered me. Less so the fact that it's not like I'm not used to seeing that portrayed in movies. I mean, let's be honest, it happens all the time.
Right.
It was more of the, like, not even trying to give a more well-rounded perspective when everything else is perceived so much more well-rounded. But yeah, the whole acting thing for the 12 years was really cool. I thought that was neat.
Yeah. Now, Imitation Game. What's the deal with this one?
Imitation Game was about Alan Turing, basically the man who in the Brits who was for the Brits, and he helped crack the Nazi Enigma code during World War II.
Okay. Not quite a Beautiful Mind, right? As far as, like, its feel and everything. That's different.
No, not quite. He's not a loony, or okay. Not.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I know that not that A Beautiful Mind guy was a loony, but he was. I think it's schizophrenia. Yeah, he had schizophrenia, I think.
Yeah.
Which I found, back to that movie real quick. I thought that was a really interesting solution the doctor gave him. Was like, all right, I know you don't want to take the medicine because it affects what you do, but you have to ignore the
people.
The people.
Kind of,
yeah. Which I thought that was interesting as like a
solution. Yeah.
Well, because often I see it as a good metaphor where, like, we all have our own personal demons that we face about different things, whether it's temptations to do certain things or whether to be, I don't know, apathy is probably one of mine. And it's not as though it ever truly goes away, but it's, how you deal with, when it's in front of you. Okay, it's there, I'm just going to ignore it kind of thing, or...
Yeah.
But Alan Turing is also, what was interesting about the movie too is that he later was arrested and put into prison, and then back in the 50s, I think it was in the 50s, he actually was basically, he either faced prison or they called it chemical castration. Essentially, he was gay.
Yeah.
And so the Imitation Game. It's a brilliant title. So the Imitation Game means not just imitating the Enigma code and trying to figure it out, but literally like him trying to imitate being a man as what is perceived in British society back in the 40s. So that was interesting. Not my favorite. It kind of, again, some of it was a little dull. I thought that they could have. Thematically, it's interesting when different films choose to go the direction that they go in, where you think that it's about the Nazi Enigma breaking, and then all of a sudden it switches about, like, oh, he's also gay, and it's about his struggles, feeling different and stuff, which was fine. I just think that it was too much of an abrupt change where they forgot almost the whole thing about the Enigma code, and it became less about the fact that he saved the millions of people. It was about his own personal life, which to me was kind of like, I don't really like that, because it kind of negated what he did. So it was less so about what he did and more so who he was. and I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way in
Yeah.
many respects. Rather than being like, I'm different, but I see other people's difference, therefore I'm going to do something that inspires change. And rather, it was more like he was struggling with it the entire time, and that became the focus. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it won. It won one. It won best adapted screenplay, I think.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
Now, Grand Budapest Hotel. What's good stuff?
Have you? Oh man, you need to see that. Oh,
I think I'm going to movie night Monday. I think we're seeing that then.
great. I highly recommend it. It was definitely one of my favorites this year. It was quirky. It's basically a
It's probably the
madcap-
lightest one on this list as far as just like,
Probably.
yeah.
Probably. Definitely a madcap kind of murder caper kind of mystery, but it's in the Wes Anderson world, so it's a lot of fun. And the actors do a really good job too.
Now, in one best costume, is it the period? Like, I can never tell what's gonna win. Like, is it the period nature? Like they nailed like the period, or like what makes certain movies or costume designs better than others? As far as...
I think it has to do with, this is in my own opinion, I think it has to do with how the costuming affected the overall feeling of the film, which is often why period pieces are predominantly the costume design nominated films, like
Right.
that one or
Yeah, I thought Maleficent would have won that.
Maleficent. Yeah.
Yeah, Maleficent.
So it's a matter of, I think it's not just about the movie itself, but more so how the costume design elevated the quality of the pick. So in my mind, yeah, Maleficent was very, like, the costuming was beautiful and it was really well done. Except you got to think about, okay, when you think of Maleficent as a movie, what do you think costume wise?
The main poster lady.
Right.
Yeah.
The main character. So it's like the main character is really well done. But what about everyone else?
Yeah.
When, like, if you see Grand Budapest, one thing that's really interesting and noticeable is that every particular character has a very distinctive look. That's what's the word? It shows culture in a way that's not just like one-dimensional, like this is a fantasy film kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
Whereas, like, I know that Lord of the Rings, I think, won costume design for Return of the King. I'm not sure if it won.
It won
for any-
everything that year, so
Yeah,
why not?
basically, except I don't know how it didn't get cinematography, but
Right.
we're gonna overlook that. It's maddening. Or even Sean Astin for Best Supporting. I thought he should have been nominated. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
I'm still waiting for Andy Serkis to win some kind of award in his motion capture role as an actor. One day. He'll
See, I don't know if it'll ever happen because of the SAG guys. Because SAG is who not just SAG, but the people who nominate are predominantly in SAG that are all about, like, live action acting.
Will they
And,
eventually die off, and when Andy Serkis is like 70, he'll finally get something.
right, he'll finally get an Oscar nom. He won't win; he'll just get a nom.
He'll get a Lifetime Achievement Award, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he's got such an interesting niche too. I mean, like, watching Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, you forget how extensive their training is, not just for like acting, but also like the movements of the apes.
Yeah.
Like you don't even think twice that they're not ape, and,
No.
and it's not as though it's not as though the animators are creating an entirely, like, different body structure. Like
No.
they,
And it's not just Andy Serkis. I guess there's like hundreds of these guys that Andy's probably taught a little bit to
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
it is. It's interesting, but anyway, so
But
like,
yeah. So Grand
costume
Budapest,
design.
yeah. Yeah, I'll be seeing that Monday. And then did we talk about Birdman on the air? I'm not sure if we did or not.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
No, we didn't. Well, Birdman was the winner
It
of
was, yes.
the big.
I gotta say,
yeah,
pick one title or the other. Birdman Or the other title, The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Pick a title.
I actually loved that it was like that.
You did, okay.
I did.
So look at the poster, and the poster says Birdman or parentheses. It's like, yeah.
It's like, not going to see that. No, you watch it, and you'll understand.
Is it because the character's bipolar, so why not have the name be more than one thing?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's. I think it shows several things. A lot of the theme in that movie, which is probably it's why it's one of my. It was. I enjoyed it very, very much, and to me, it's like I understand why it won. It has a very strong theme. How it talks about that theme is it feels very original, even though you've seen stuff like it before.
Yeah.
Like it feels very fresh. It's basically the struggle about how to be original as an artist, and like where the idea of originality and like, you know, am I being me, or am I being what people perceive of me? You know, I mean, like what an actor goes through. It's like, you know, when someone likes the role that you do, are you liking Clint Eastwood as the actor, or are you liking Clint Eastwood as the person?
And that especially is true for TV actors that do 10 years in one role. And
Right. Exactly.
That's them now.
Right. So, like the predicament that the character that I think his name is Riggin in the movie, but Riggin's predicament is he was in Birdman 1, 2, and 3, which were like the Batmans of that of that universe, where it's like it was the thing, and he was the Hollywood star. So he basically he completely funds his he funds a play to be shown on Broadway. And the thing that is a big struggle for him is the fact that he's wanting to do this, and many people write him off as like this Hollywood, you know, basically does nothing, you know, he's not really an actor, he's not a true artist, you know, because he sold out to Hollywood and all that stuff.
Right.
So it's an interesting thing where the idea, and this is my perception as to why the title exists, is that there's two sides of him. There is the Birdman side, which is like his, you know, like I'm the man and I was once huge, and then the unexpected virtue of ignorance is his ignorance of how much he did not know, or how much he does struggle with on the side, you know, in the kind of in the back of his mind. And what's interesting is that the movie vocalizes the back of his mind about that kind of voice that, you know, that kind of happens, you know, when you're doing something and there's a voice inside that says, well, that's no good. You know, are you kidding me? You know, quit messing up. What are you doing? Kind of the voice in your head, I guess. But they do it very, very well. Like, to me, it was like, wow, I haven't seen like this well, and this sounds kind of kooky, but I haven't seen it done that well since it was shown in Emperor's New Groove with Kronk and the shoulder, the angel and the demon on his shoulders. I thought that was like again, it's simple. It's a family film, but I thought that it served its purpose for that.
Yeah.
But Birdman, great film. Cool. I completely understand why it won what it won.
So, did you ever see Foxcatcher?
I did.
Steve Carell, he doesn't often do serious roles. Was this a serious role?
Creepy.
He's good at doing creepy as well. Like the other one I saw recently last year was he was in it coming of age one.
The Way Back?
Way Back, yeah.
Yeah.
And, he was kind of a creep in that one too. So he seems to have a niche of being a comedy dude or a creep.
Oh no, he well, it's funny because that's what comedians do for their serious roles, for their first serious roles. I mean, Robin Williams did that for 1 Hour Photo and Insomnia.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's kind of like it's two extremes, I guess, in a way. No, but
so what is this role for him?
He plays this guy named John DuPont. This is like that DuPont chemical company or whatever. Like it's an actual thing. Apparently, this is based on actual events where he's kind of this rich son of a family dynasty in America, and he basically wants to sponsor the U.S. wrestling team in the 80s. And what you realize throughout the course of the movie is that he kind of is this character that no one really wants to be friends with, but he wants to kind of be a mentor and a father figure to this particular wrestler. And the wrestler needs guidance and needs, financial help. So he finds himself kind of under the wing of this guy, only to realize that John DuPont is in essence psychotic. Like this guy is crazy. And not just crazy, but not just crazy for no reason. I mean, he's isolated, and he doesn't really know how to be friends or how to properly kind of give someone space. And it's a cautionary tale. It's a tragic tale. It's definitely a tragedy. But I was a big fan of the fact that Bennett Miller, the director, was nominated for Best Director, but the movie itself was not nominated for Best Picture. A lot of people gave that grief, the fact that the Best Picture wasn't even on the list and they nominated him for Best Director. I get it.
Though.
Well, oh yeah, and I get it because if you look at the three actors that he had, being Steve Carell, Mark Ruffalo, and Channing Tatum.
That's a good.
Well, it's like these are like the pop stars of film actors,
right?
But yet they turned in roles that were extremely good. I mean, I watched and I was kind of blown away by like, wow, like Tatum could have been nominated and that would have been fine by me.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like that's a sign of a good director. I don't care. How good or bad the actor is, like that's a sign of a great director is to get all three actors to do really, really high quality work like that. So, anyway, but I was glad Carell was nominated because I think that'll give him more opportunities to do other roles other than being funny, which I think is fine.
Yeah. So best actress, I saw Gone Girl, and that's
creepy movie.
Very creepy movie. I thought Reese Witherspoon was a win because I heard Wild was just like an amazing breakthrough role for her, and like she's actually doing good work again. Kind of.
Yeah, I saw Wild actually. Very well done. The movie itself, it was okay. But the acting, her. Oh, you there?
We are back. Yes.
We are back. The other ones, what was it? Felicity Jones, Julianne Moore, Rosamund Pike, Reese Witherspoon, and I'm missing a fifth one. Who's the fifth one?
So we got Marion Cotillard.
Oh, Cotillard. Yeah, she's what's her name in
Night.
Dark Knight Rises?
As the daughter of
Ra's al Ghul. Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. It's been 3 years if you haven't seen it. Too late.
But I missed the whole Wild thing. That just froze. So.
Oh no, I was saying it's definitely a performance-driven piece. Beautiful scenery. They feature the Pacific Coast Trail, which is kind of like the big crazy brother of the Appalachian Trail on the West Coast. Something I have less of an interest in hiking than the Appalachian Trail. I'd really like to hike that myself.
Yeah, I like West Coast trails better. Less mosquitoes,
True. Except you also have more a chance of dying from thirst. So
let's bring some water. Come on.
Well,
No.
I mean, if you run out of water, you're kind of screwed. But
it's true. Animated feature film.
Oh,
no Lego Movie was nominated, but
beyond that,
I thought Frozen the Tale of the Princess Kaguya was going to win.
I was hoping How to Train Your Dragon 2. I was really pulling for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Hero 6, I know like everyone freaking loved it and it's Disney, so I guess that has to win, right?
They seem to
Does
can't
Disney
not.
win a lot?
Oh gosh, they've won. The last time DreamWorks won was Shrek.
2001. Right?
One, yeah, it's been 14 years. Whereas, okay,
Nothing has anything beat like. Has there been any other like other studios that is it all been Disney for the past?
the only one that beat Disney was 2001. Hold on. Let me look this up because this is a good conversation. Animated.
So I think a lot of people are on the consensus Lego didn't get nominated because it's a big advertisement for Legos. Is that a pretty accurate thing? That
I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I think that I don't know. I've heard enough from people to know that Lego Movie was an excellent film, not just as far as like great kids movie, but it actually kind of gave a great breakdown as far as story itself. So there's that.
What percentage of a movie has to be animated in order for it to be an animated film?
Say that again.
What percentage of a movie needs to be animated for it to qualify as an animated film?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I'm assuming one. Oh, okay. Here's that answer to the other one. Category has been dominated by Pixar, which has produced 9 films thus far since 2001, which have been nominated in 7 winners. Only 2 films they have produced since the category's inception not to be nominated in the category are Cars 2 and Monsters University.
Yeah.
And 2001 Shrek beat out Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Spirited Away,
Hayao Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even though I think
I
Monsters
love
Inc.
Monsters Inc. That's my favorite Pixar movie.
Yeah, I think it is better.
Yeah.
Spirited Away, Miyazaki's film, won in 2002.
Yeah.
And then Finding Nemo in 2003. And then 2004 was The Incredibles.
Mm-hmm.
2005 was Wallace and Gromit. And that beat out
Is that a
Howl's...
Disney one? What is that?
No, that's Aardman. Those are the British guys.
Okay.
Chicken Run. Same guys as Chicken Run. Yeah. That beat out Howl's Moving Castle. Interesting. There was Happy Feet, which beat Cars. So,
Okay.
but again, not DreamWorks. Ratatouille. Oh, this is crazy. Ratatouille next year. Wall-E next year. Up next year. Toy Story 3. And that beat out. Yeah, that beat out some of DreamWorks' best ones like Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Rango was the next year.
Okay.
That
was a weird one.
Weird but good. I was hoping Kung Fu Panda 2 would win that year. Oh yeah, and then Brave, which I don't know, that had no business winning. Brave won the next year. Frozen won the next year, and then Big Hero 6. So yeah, it's clearly Disney.
So Big Hero 6, basically a inflated balloon turns alive. Is that the concept of this one?
It's like it's a robot that's like a balloon man. I'm not
okay. I kind of want to watch it, but it's $20. I don't want to buy it right now. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it'll be available some. I mean, can you rent it on iTunes or something?
Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, I can rent it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that. Yeah. So Birdman got directing.
Yep. And screenplay and picture. Mm-hmm. And cinematography, I think.
Whiplash for film editing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any of the documentaries or short films?
No. I'm planning to see Virunga. It's one of the films that was nominated for Best Documentary, and it's available on Netflix actually. Mm-hmm. So it's a cool idea. It's about basically soldiers who fight in the jungles of Africa to protect the gorillas.
Yeah.
And the like the tagline is "Conservation is war," or something like that.
Yeah. A lot of people were very upset the Ebert documentary didn't get nominated. Did you ever see that?
I've heard. No, but most of my friends who have love it. But again, it's for filmmakers. It's a
right. I'm just kind of surprised too because like It's a documentary about this really influential film guy. Maybe
Yeah.
they just like handed his reviews. It's like,
Like, forget him.
forget him. He scored that one movie really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make some music. Do you think Grand Budapest deserved this one?
Yes, all
Yes?
the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have listened to. I think I've listened to all of them. No, I haven't listened to Mr. Turner.
I just realized this. Alexander Desplat was nominated twice.
Yeah.
He pulled the John Williams.
Yep, both John Williams. There's not many. The only ones that I can think of that did the same. Thomas Newman did that in '94,
Yeah.
and it was for Shawshank and something else, and I forget which one he did.
Yeah,
And
John
then-
Williams had done it multiple times, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
93 was a big one for him.
Yeah, James Horner did it once. He did it in '95 with Apollo 13 and Braveheart, both of which
Yeah.
I think are
Oh, they're
some of his
great
best-
scores,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Alexander Desplat, is he the guy that did the music for Harry Potter 7?
Yes.
Same
Yes.
guy? Okay.
Yep. And it's funny. I
He
have
kind
a
of came
friend.
from nowhere almost, right? I don't know. I haven't heard of him until recently.
He's a French composer who did French films at first. I'm not sure what was his first out
American,
of
yeah.
French country films. I am so glad he's doing what he's doing because he does great work.
Yeah.
And he does a lot. He did 5 movies this year.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's, yeah.
And like some big ones too, like Godzilla. That's what he did. Godzilla.
He did Godzilla?
Yep.
Wow.
He did Monuments Men, The Imitation Game, Grand Budapest Hotel, and hold on, there's one Unbroken.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's... And he's no Hans Zimmer where he has a whole staff writing it for him, right?
I can't speak. I can't speak for Mr. Desplat. He does what he does.
Yeah.
But I was pleased. I was expecting Johan Johansson to win for Theory of Everything, and because he won the Golden Globe, and
You did,
people were
okay.
talking about kind of its significance as part of the film. I was really hoping. I was hoping Desplat would win, but I wasn't anticipating it because normally when you get voted twice, you end up voting yourself out.
Right.
Because it's just like 2 football players being put on for Homecoming King, and some other guy wins because everyone splits the vote
Yeah.
between the 2 people.
Did you ever see Mr. Turner?
I did not.
Okay. I hadn't even heard of that movie until the show. Like,
I'd like to see it, if nothing else, because I've heard the acting is good, and whenever a film that's outside of this country, gets nominated for different
this
categories,
wasn't American. It wasn't like
it's British. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a British film.
Okay.
But when something like that gets nominated a lot, or not a lot, but just several different ones,
yeah.
it kind of piques my interest.
Yeah.
Because likely it means the whatever it is, whether it be the acting or the music or whatever, it kind of transcends culture, and it actually speaks to any person, or at
Yeah.
least the American voter base, I guess.
So sound editing versus sound mixing. Can you explain the difference?
Sure,
please?
I can try, I guess. Sound mixing would be what one for sound editing, what one for sound mixing this year?
Editing was Sniper, mixing was Whiplash.
Okay, this is how I see it: is that sound editing is how. So, like, if you're doing post work, like editing a movie, so there's the idea of, okay, I'm going to edit it all together, right, and I'm piecing it all together.
Yeah.
If I'm mixing, it's what you do to enhance what you're listening to.
So you take the edit and then you mix the volumes and things like that.
That's
after
that's how I see it. I don't know what the actual
Yeah.
definition is. I just because I look at what's nominated, for instance.
And they're different nominees for the 2 categories, a lot of them, which is
Right.
interesting.
Like The Hobbit was nominated for one or the other. I forget what.
Yeah,
I think it was
editing.
sound editing. Yeah.
Which is weird. You'd think Hobbit, big bombastic movie, it'd be better for mixing as a
Right.
nominee, but
I don't know. Well, like, heck, even The Incredibles was nominated for sound mixing and sound editing, which I think is awesome. It's like an animated film, and
yeah.
and that makes sense because there is no sound unless you make it in animated
Right.
films.
Yeah.
I don't know why not more animated films are nominated.
Yeah.
Because literally everything in the world you have to make.
Yeah.
Everything. So that's my perception, and like for instance, Whiplash winning for mixing, I understand entirely because all of it is driven by the music, which essentially is itself its own rhythm, but like the emotional climaxes of the different characters and how kind of that whole idea of like unhinged ambition eventually reaches to this boiling point and it just it literally explodes in the movie. There is explosions, emotional explosions. It's insane.
It sounds intense.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Like I felt what's the word?
Is it an uplifting movie? Like
no.
I won't be happy at the end of this one.
No.
Okay.
Now you'll probably go, wow.
Yeah.
Or you'll go like this because you feel like you've had Whiplash, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it is not uplifting.
No, okay.
Not one bit.
Okay.
But it's a great cautionary tale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what good stories are, where it may not necessarily have a happy ending per se. I mean, I leave it to you when you watch it to see what you think. But it provides a message that is deeply needed, I think, especially for our age group. You know, because it's like, yeah, we want mentors and we want someone to kind of look up to. But who do we look up to? Right. I mean, who are they as a person? So it's interesting.
Now, for original screenplay, I've not seen Nightcrawler. That's my list of ones I really want to see. Have you seen that one yet?
My brother saw it. He really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of hoping that I'd get it just because it's like the only one of it they got nominated for, and it's like was really well done out here.
Yeah. Well, heck, I mean, it's like The Hobbit being nominated for sound editing. It's just that one little award.
I guess The Hobbit comes out on iTunes on Tuesday, so I can finally watch that.
Really?
So yeah.
Curious to see your thoughts. It's
I've heard mixed things. Like I've heard this is the worst one of the three, actually.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I still think number 2 is the best.
Yeah.
I mean, the dragon. It's all about the dragon. The dragon is the coolest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Or the coolest part of the series, and I think I don't know. It sure got them a lot of money overall, but I think it was unwise to make 3 movies. I really think they could have just done 2
or 1, probably.
It would have been a really long one.
Yeah.
I think
knowing Peter Jackson style, yes.
Yeah, I think it would have been better.
2.
I mean, 2 would have been great.
2 would have been good.
Because then you can have the dragon in both movies, you know, a good portion of them.
Yes.
And then you can actually, like, do what the book does and actually be quick about things.
Yeah.
So
as I was watching the ceremony, I didn't know which one was going to win Best Song until they performed the Selma one, and just the reaction from the audience and crap. Like, okay, that one obviously won.
Yep.
I mean,
yep. That's a great song.
It is, yeah.
Well, and not just the performance that they went all out in that performance on Sunday. That was quite good.
Visual effects, Interstellar. I was kind of hoping Dawn would win that one, but
I wasn't surprised when Interstellar won, but I think what Dawn did was kind of more breakthrough.
Yeah.
Did
they recreate all of San Francisco in this messed up future, or was
was
that all
I'm not
green
sure.
screen? Or, yeah, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: like the scenes in the woods, they actually filmed on site.
Yeah,
so
in Muir Woods, I think they filmed.
Yeah.
Right?
So when you see Caesar riding on horseback, it's actually Andy Serkis on horseback, and then they actually did all their things later on. Yeah. Which is insane.
Because you think the lighting perfect to get that technology working, right?
To me, it's like that. The kind of breakthrough. I don't care what people thought about the movie.
Yeah.
I just thought as a technological breakthrough, it was so much. I had never really seen something like that before, other than with Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But
Lesser
I
extent.
felt like, yeah, I felt like Dawn took it to an entirely different level.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where Interstellar was beautiful.
It was.
look at
It was
that-
great to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, the look of that film is just amazing. Yeah, but yeah. Otherwise, it was kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
wasn't anything new other than it just looked really good. But like it's like when The Dark Knight won for best visual effects, where it's just like you watch it and you're thinking, I don't really see many visual effects, and then you realize like that's the trick is
Yeah.
that it looks so good you can't really tell.
I kind of wonder what the first all IMAX filmed feature length movie will be. 'Cause that hasn't happened yet, I don't think, right?
Interstellar was close, but yeah, not quite.
Yeah.
But it's so funny watching that movie in theaters and realizing.
They re-released it, right, for a weekend or something?
Oh,
10
I'm not
more
sure.
minutes or
I'm not
something?
sure.
Yeah, they like a day only, 10 more minutes of Interstellar and IMAX or something.
What?
Yeah, like I think it was like last Saturday. You could go like the weekend or whatever, and there was like an extended cut of Interstellar.
If you wanted more.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a film. I know some folks didn't like it, and I actually understand a lot of the arguments. I think there's a
I
lot
enjoyed
of like,
most of it.
yeah, there's a couple mind-boggling plot holes that you're kind of like, okay. But I really like some of their themes that they played around with, and I love space. I'm a sucker for space, so
Yeah.
like the fact that they show these alien worlds pretty. I mean, not that I know what an alien world looks like, but it
Right.
felt like a place. Especially the ocean planet. That was awesome. Creepy and awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah. How'd you think Neil Patrick Harris did?
He's fine.
Yeah.
It was his first time.
Yeah.
I think his jokes were kind of, you know.
We had this theory the whole night that the teleprompter was not very visible or well done because there were a lot like all these people just stumbling or being really
Yeah. There was well, especially that one part when someone got Terrence Howard got like really emotional about something, and you're thinking like, oh wow, he's gonna break down talking about this thing, and then you realize it was something really stupid like
right.
the short film that we're about to see is
Yeah.
about a little puppy or something like that. Yeah, I think there was. I think someone was falling asleep behind the wheel doing
Yeah, a little bit,
teleprompting
yeah.
or something.
But anything else?
I don't know. I guess while Tim and I talk this through, if there's anyone listening that wishes to kind of give your best, your favorite moment or the most, like, I don't know, facepalm, like, that happened moment
Yeah.
in the awards. Do you have
I
do you have
lo-
a favorite moment?
Well, I love when he was going through the theater talking to the placeholder people.
Oh,
that
that
filled
was
the seats.
yeah, that was a nice
great.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that never happens.
That was great. Do they do that a lot, or am I like, is that a thing?
No,
that doesn't
well,
happen,
well. I mean, there are placeholders. There, that is a thing.
Yeah.
But
How do you
often,
get that job?
yeah, often it's not really talked about that much.
Right. Yes. I know Kramer was a placeholder in one of the Seinfeld episodes.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how he ended up winning the Scarsdale Surprise, the Tony.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably say my favorite moment. Probably either the Jack Black solo in the beginning, or there was a speech I really, really liked. What was the speech? Oh, the Polish guy who won for Ida.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like I had no idea what he was talking about,
Right.
but it was really funny. And I loved how he kept going and just wouldn't. He just wouldn't stop. It's
They
like
didn't
this
turn off the
nervous.
mic on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The In Memoriam, it feels like the order is like Robin Williams wasn't last. Like they didn't like try to like prioritize. I don't feel.
Yeah.
Do they normally? Yeah, I thought that. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember last year kind of them ending on a note of like somebody big, and I forget who it was. It
Yeah.
might have been Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyways, I think that's it for the Oscars.
Well, if there's any comments that people who might be listening in on, I guess this is your final chance. If there's anybody, Bueller.
Bueller. Yeah. I feel a lot better like talking through these movies, like knowing which ones to pick out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them are, at least, the only ones I haven't seen are American Sniper and Selma.
Yeah.
At least out of the Best Picture category. But all of which I definitely will say that this year was a good year. Even if they're ones that weren't necessarily my favorite, it definitely was a good year.
It was. This year will be a good year for blockbusters.
Oh yeah, this is going to be the blockbuster to end all blockbuster season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and think how much bank Disney is going to make. They have Avengers 2,
Yeah.
and Star Wars, and Tomorrowland, and two Pixar films.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That's all. That's all that needs to
What
be said.
Tomorrowland is what?
It's I don't know. I know it's Brad Bird directing, who did The Incredibles and Mission Impossible 4, and then
It's animated, right?
no, it's not live action. George Clooney's in it actually, but it's I guess loosely related to the to the Disney section in the park.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I wonder how much money Star Wars is going to make this year. It's kind of the number one grossing movie of the year, I'm guessing.
If there's a movie to beat Avatar, that will be the movie. I truly,
Yeah.
truly.
Well, it's a perfect time of release, too, during Christmas and stuff.
It's Christmas
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It means that January and February likely is where most other films go to die. So
Yeah.
that could be its reign. I mean, I don't know.
It has to live up. Like, if it, like people see it and they say it sucks, you know.
Well, but think about it. Think how much money Episode 2 made, and it
That's
sucked.
true. That's true. So maybe that's not even accurate. Yeah.
I think Star Wars is one of the few movie franchises that, regardless of movie quality, like it still
Yeah,
makes
right.
hand over fist a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like Pirates. I mean, even the fourth Pirates made
Oh, what a crap
250
that
million.
one was.
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep at the theater for that one. Just kept on going on and on. Just I woke up every couple of minutes. It's like, oh, they're running still.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, Jurassic World, my birthday gift to me.
Happy early birthday. Yeah,
Yeah. June. Jurassic World.
I'm stoked for that one.
Yeah, it's be good. But anyway, Alex, where can folks find you on the internet?
People can find me right there at Milliner Man. Am I reading? Yes, Milliner Man.
Milliner
That's
Man.
my Twitter handle. And then you can actually find my Vimeo website at vimeo.com/AYB, and they're all letters AYB.
Sounds good. Nice
Yeah.
and easy to remember. My handle is TCHATEN. Check out youtube.com/TCHATEN for the video version of the show. And we'll be back next time, at some time in the future, to discuss some movie of some kind. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
All right, bye bye.